Hey traders and investors, it's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back in the Pursuit of Wealth for a daily market recap. Today is Tuesday, April 13th. And just as a heads up, I'm going to do everything in one video today, the MJ and the overall broader market. Not feeling too good today. Got a ear infection and some hearing loss and some nausea and just dizziness. So I've got an appointment with the doctor in about an hour, so going to go get that checked out, but feeling very, very dizzy and not sure what's going on. But looked it up and just seems like it's an ear infection, so going to go get that treated. So we'll jump into it and we'll go through this a little quicker here today. But before we do, make sure to smash like, subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate that. So the S&P 500 hits a record and NASDAQ adds 1% as stocks shake off the worries from Johnson & Johnson, and those worries were the FDA halting their shot due to rare blood clotting issues in 6 women. And similar worries were put on guard from the UK and the AstraZeneca shot as well. So we'll see if other companies like Pfizer can potentially experience the same type of concern. And a doctor here says a devastating blow, pausing the J&J shot, and this will have far-reaching effects. Let me know in the comments below if you think this is a big problem. I think that this is a very, very dark time, and I'm personally staying very, very cautious and making sure I'm protecting my portfolio. So cases are rising in more than half of the US, and despite ramp up in those shots being rolled out, and this is only going to cause even more concern. Violent riots have broken out in Northern Ireland. Here's why, you can check that out, but it's a little bit of civil unrest. Consumer prices rise more than expected as recovery heats up, and the overall broader market just continues to say, if you look at the stock market saying, we're fine, don't worry about it, right? But the economy is clearly not fine, as the K-shaped recovery is still very much underway, in my opinion. Holy cow, Feds take stake in Air Canada as airline lands $5.9 billion in aid. Coinbase IPO tomorrow, so this is unlike any other market debut Wall Street has ever seen, claims CNBC. And I would agree 100%. This is very similar to the dot-com bubble and the dot-com boom. But the difference is here, a lot of those companies in the dot-com era, they weren't making any money. Whereas Coinbase is making billions and billions of dollars per quarter, and they're valued at $100 billion. This is going to be game-changing, but wouldn't be completely surprised if we saw the market sell off tomorrow. The S&P 500 is running hot, but a lot of people expecting a frenzy, and whether or not we see a huge push to begin the day and then everything cool off, we'll see. It all depends on how high Coinbase opens up. So that'll be ticker symbol coin. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to potentially buy that tomorrow, if you're going to wait for history. I'm personally going to wait for a little bit of price action and price discovery and some support and resistance levels to be established. And let me know what you think the IPO is going to open at tomorrow. So Bitcoin rallies to all-time highs as traders eye Coinbase listing. Also, Illinois gets more tax revenue from MJ than alcohol, the state says. Found that extremely interesting as well. Biden selects ex-state attorney general to lead the DEA. MJ stance unclear. And Organogram Q2 revenue was atrocious. I did a video on this earlier today, but essentially what in the world is going on with APHA and Organogram? It's no wonder APHA is buying Tilray, but Organogram, what are they going to do? They got that investment from BAT, the British American Tobacco Company, but they're not going to be adding any revenue to their bottom line. Like Hexo's, they came in at 14 million. Hexo came in at over 30 million in revenue. And what's going to happen when Zenabis and Hexo merge? It's going to be closer to 50 million. And Organogram only came in at 14, and they got no other partner. So maybe we see some M&A from Organogram. If I were Organogram, I'd certainly be a little bit worried. But check out that video from earlier today if you want to see that. But essentially, they missed on everything and had negative EBITDA. It was just absolute gong show. So taking a look at crypto here, pretty much everything is just ripping. And XRP got as high as 189. We're very close to $2, which I've been predicting and calling out. Very confident that we would do here in the next couple of weeks. And here we are already testing pretty much 10 cents away. XLM, I entered a position yesterday. I mentioned this yesterday in my video with a support. We had a nice base of support there at 56 cents. I entered at 56 cents with my stop below just under 56, so 55.6, I think, 55 cents, 55.6 cents, and never got stopped out. And take a look at those gains. Nice laggard play, about 20%. So I'm all out of that. Holding cash once we've seen this pretty big drop here. That's when I got stopped out. But I was essentially just riding that trend, and we could be forming a bit of a 15-minute head and shoulders here as well on XLM. Could be forming some as well on Ethereum. Not as clear on XRP either, but we broke out of the ascending triangle here on Bitcoin, and that, in my opinion, is what the market is rallying for. There wasn't really a whole lot of news. Ripple had news. Essentially, they were winning a lawsuit with the name is escaping me here at the moment, but anyway, they won another lawsuit essentially with another company, and they basically have to pay Ripple's legal fees and give them money for the headache. And also seeing Bitcoin break out of this ascending triangle was just, fuel to the fire and icing on the cake, so to speak. And the target of this ascending triangle is going to be up around $80,000. And I put a note out to members last night in the community saying, within the next 1 or 2 weeks, we're either going to find out if we're heading to 70,000 or 50,000. And last night we broke it bullish, and here we are on our way up to 70,000, closer to 70 than we are 50. So it's time to start being cautious on the market. We'll take a look at SPY here real quick, but 13 days in a row with a higher low every single candle, with a gap in the chart down at 467. We have yet to change the daily trend. This has got to be some sort of record. I've never seen this before. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen anything like this. We are now daily overbought as well. So again, we need to lose the low of the previous daily candle to see daily consolidation. And even when we do, it's just going to be a case of whether or not, is it just healthy consolidation? We have tons of room to form a daily high or low. EMA 12 right there around 405 and EMA 26 around 400. So if we do see daily consolidation, I could see a gap fill, but we may even pull it back, set a base of support off EMA 12 and then form a lower high and then come down and test EMA 26. It's too early to tell, but if we zoom into the end of the day here, there was substantial bear volume into the end of the day, and we confirmed a 5-minute downtrend. Didn't see much follow through though, so we'll zoom out. It's a potential 15-minute bull flag at this point. So we'll see if, now the question is was that just healthy profit taking after a monster face ripper rally? Or are we going, and potentially see a gap up tomorrow? Or are we going to see significant profit taking in the beginning of daily consolidation? Tomorrow is going to be very telling. If I were to put my finger on it, I would say that tomorrow is likely the day that we see daily consolidation, but not going to be, phased by it either way. My account is long MJ, but I have a bigger short now than I am long, and still quite a bit of cash as well on the sidelines. So I'm hedging with SPXS, and the reason why I'm hedging against SPY is because if QQQ falls, we can see rotation and SPY not really fall as a result, and that, in my opinion, will keep individual stocks up. But if SPY falls and drops significantly, that's going to affect everything, because SPY is comprised of all these different sectors and ETFs. So if one ETF is weak, money can rotate into another one, and SPY isn't really going to see any weakness. Therefore, my individual stocks that I am long in likely won't see any weakness. But if SPY sees significant weakness, then likely going to feel the wrath of that aftermath in my individual stock portfolio, including my MJ stocks and a couple of pharmaceutical companies that I'm IMV and MVMD. So just a couple of those plays, right? Some miscellaneous stocks that we could potentially see some significant consolidation in as well. And MJ is not set up well if we see any significant consolidation. So the dollar losing 92, but again, we're just looking for that daily high or low compared to 91.30, and we're favoring an equilibrium here with a low, with a potential low, high, higher, low, lower, high, higher, low type of scenario. And I know that sounds confusing, but essentially that just means it's tightening up, and we could see a bit of a choppy range on the dollar. So taking a look at IWM, IWM was weak today, so this is what I'm talking about. We see this rotation going on. QQQ hits a new all-time high daily record close, and no support really, no clear high or low support down to 307.39. So we are essentially in one big bubble. I was showing this to members today. On the monthly chart, we are outside of the Bollinger Bands. On the yearly chart, We are currently out. Look how big that bubble is. And we are currently massively, massively outside of that gigantic bubble, and same on SPY. So if that doesn't make you a little bit concerned and want to hedge, I don't know what will. But again, this isn't financial advice. Do your own research. And I am personally hedging, and whatever you got to do, you don't have to hedge as well, but just be prepared, right? Don't be caught like a deer in the headlights. Just what are you going to do if SPY sees significant consolidation, right? So oil back over $60, and we'll just zoom out to the daily here. Daily inside bar on watch, so tightening range. We'll see if that breaks here into tomorrow. Silver is breaking the high of yesterday, and we could be forming a daily trend change here. So if we break above the high of 25.61, that would confirm a daily trend change. Gold, same thing, trying to change its daily trend. So we'll be looking at resistance at 1758. If we break 1758, we confirm those daily uptrends, and at that point, our weekly lows are likely set. Biotech was green today, up about 1.5%, and daily inside bar, it looks like. So we'll be watching that to see if we get another inside bar tomorrow. XLE energy sector had support at 47.26, but it's continued to consolidate today. So that is notable. XLF was weak, so again, rotation from financials into the tech sector. XLV, so had a nice day today as well, but we are a little skeptical at the moment. Again, we are right at all-time highs and could be a potential double top. We had 118.99. Today we hit 118.89. So just being cautious. Again, you don't want to fight these bulls, but you always want to be prepared if things start to go the other way. So Tesla confirmed its daily bull flag that we mentioned yesterday. Target was 775. We also had the gap in the chart there as well around that level, and we didn't quite get there today to that target, 675. But if you are in a day trade or a swing trade in Tesla, now may be the time to consider taking profits. But I'm still holding my position, and I wanted to add more Tesla under $500. Got as low as 539, a little rattled about that, but no worries. Nothing goes up in a straight line forever. And if we look at the monthly chart, we could be setting monthly lower highs as the most likely scenario. And we'll want to hold the low of 539. If we lose that, we confirm a monthly downtrend, and that is the last thing that people would be expecting, in my opinion. DFLY, NEXE, and MU led the decline today. On the bull list, we had Riot, Tesla, and Zoom. So taking a look at the cannabis space, yesterday I mentioned that I felt better about the reaction to OGI than I did APHA. Even though OGI's earnings were a terrible, terrible result, look at the green day today. Very, very different compared to yesterday. PCLO led the bull list yesterday. Now we're down, and most of our big cap names were in the green today, right? So what does that tell you, or why is that the case, and how did I potentially know that the reaction to OGI wasn't going to be as bad? It's because most names were still holding their weekly supports. APHA didn't lose it yesterday, even on that negative reaction. We lost it today, but we held EMA 26, and Tilray saw a lower high and a lower low and a break of support, so we confirmed a weekly downtrend, but it's closing back above EMA 26. So if we close above that by the end of the week, it's not completely game over. But Hexo holding up fairly well here. Didn't even touch 558. We got as low as 564, so held it by about 6 pennies and held EMA 26. So Hexo definitely holding up as one of the stronger ones. Cron, weekly downtrend confirmed. CGC, weekly downtrend confirmed, but not much follow through. So again, we need to see more follow through across the board. SNDL held, looks like it broke its support. We had support at 92, we hit 88. So technically broke support and confirming weekly downtrends, but again, we need to see follow through, and this is not set up well if we see weakness in SPY. Weekly downtrend on BFF, MSOS. Let's just take a look at the bull and bear list. But yeah, if we see SPY with any significant, again, if QQQ is weak and we see financials strong tomorrow, that's fine, right? Probably not going to be the end of the world. But if SPY and everything is down and we see, panic selling and that type of thing and emotions running hot, that's when I'm going to start being concerned. So PWR PCLO love on the bear list and the bull list. We had NSP, Tilray, and APHA. So taking a look at the US sector, MSOS is still just looking for its daily high or low, likely favoring a type of equilibrium here as well, with a low, high, higher, low, lower, high. We'll see if that tightens out into the end of the week and potentially into next week. But support at 38.80, resistance 44.68. That's going to be key. If we break above 44.68, we confirm a daily uptrend. But bulls just looking for that higher low. And on the, again, we had the heads up, right? MSOS and the US MJ sector. What is the catalyst? It's US legalization. US MJ was stronger than Canadian MJ. US MJ is following the market. When US MJ started to confirm weekly downtrends, that gave us a clue and a heads up that we could potentially see the same thing in the Canadian sectors. Also, Canadian stocks ran 300, 400, 500, some 600%. APHA hit a new all-time high. So, nothing goes straight up forever. TAUG, BioHarvest, and VREO led the decline today. On the incline, we had KBEV, MJNA, and KHRN. So we're going to end it there. Thanks for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and make sure you are prepared for tomorrow. There could be some fireworks in the air, and I'm talking emotional fireworks in the next couple of days. It's going to be an interesting finish to the week. So have yourself a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow after market close.